Monster Movie Media presents.
Hey there, sweet tarts. This is Roxy Tart, and welcome to episode 6 of Roxy's World. Here with me today, we have the fabulous James H. Carter II, who is a producer of Roxy's World and runs Monster Movie Media and the Creepy Kingdom podcast. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
For those of you who listen, you know that James is kind of like my co-host, kind of like my backup, kind of like the guy that keeps me in line.
Nobody can keep you in line, Mr. Roxy Tart.
Most importantly, James is the one that tells me when I'm still talking and we're not recording.
Right.
Because I could just go on forever and you guys would never know what I was saying.
One that happens is usually takes about 5 minutes for you to hear me say you're stop recording.
I get into it. I can't help it. I love to talk to you guys. One of these days we're going to have to do like a call-in show so I can actually talk to people.
Wow. Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, we can definitely get that going.
That'd be really cool. I would really like that. But yes, this is Roxy's World. It is episode 6, and I hope that all of you have listened to my last 5 episodes. And if you haven't, that's really upsetting.
Aww.
And I'm like deeply hurt.
Guys,
and
don't hurt
you
Roxy's
should go
feelings.
and do that right now.
Yeah.
You don't hurt my feelings like that. No, I'm just seriously. Go listen to the other ones and tell me what you think. Hopefully you like them as much as I liked recording them.
It's summer. There's road trips. Just marathon it. Take me and Roxy along with you on the road.
You can listen to me for hours. How awesome would that be? You'll understand what it's like to go on a road trip with me.
Oh boy.
Cupcake Terror has all kinds of stories about that. And speaking of Cupcake Terror, so for those of you that did listen to past podcasts, you would know that James and I were talking about Harry Potter. And we were talking about Bellatrix, his favorite bad girl.
Yes.
And that she has a death curse. It's a curse, right? Not a spell?
It's a curse, yes.
It's a death curse.
I mean, she uses it. She's not the only one that uses it, though. But
Yes.
She's one of the few people that actually are mean enough to use the killing curse.
So earlier today, Cupcake Terror was finally listening to my podcast. She's been sick, so we'll forgive her.
Just kidding.
But but she text messaged me and was like, "Dude, it's Avada Kedavra. That's the death curse."
Okay, guys, I couldn't remember how to pronounce it yet.
But she text messaged it to me, so I didn't actually get to hear how it was pronounced. And in my head, it wasn't Avada, it was Aveda, because my real name, which I'm not going to tell you all, because that would just be silly. Only my closest, dearest friends get to know that. But my real middle name happens to be Aveda. So I thought that it was awesome that this horrible curse by this badass bitch on Harry Potter just happens to share the same name as me. They must know me. Do you think the girl that wrote it, stalks me or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure J.K. Rowling has been following you on social media. And when did she write Harry Potter? 1995, 96? She was on your AOL profile.
I was born in 95 and 96. I have a lot of people that will tell you I was a horrid bitch in 95 and 96. So maybe I wronged her or someone she knows in some way. But no, I thought it was really cool because she sent it to me and I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me?
That's awesome.
Like, this death curse and I share a name. So I had to share that with you because I know that you love your Bellatrix, and I thought it was awesome.
I adore Bellatrix Lestrange. I would, like I mentioned on past episodes, if I had to go, I would choose getting that curse from her, if I had to.
So okay. So now, if I were to kill you, would that almost be?
Wow. This got dark real fast.
You run the Creepy Kingdom podcast. Okay, we can get creepy up in here. I'm just saying, would like a runner-up be if I killed you, since I share a name with the curse? Like, that could be awesome.
So you're asking me, would it be almost as cool as Bellatrix Lestrange killing me with the killing curse if you just killed me some random way because your middle name is part of the curse? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think it'd be that cool. I don't know.
I think that's where I went with that. Maybe I didn't think that out so well.
I mean,
Maybe I did.
I don't know.
You don't know. I
No,
could be that creepy.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. No, it'd be awesome. Actually, totally kill me. Awesome.
But yeah, so I'm gonna give a shout out to my girl Cupcake Terror for shooting that information over to us. And also in the same episode, for those of you that listened, and for those of you that didn't, now you do, that we talked about Star Wars and how I hadn't seen Star Wars. And she also sent me a text message that said, if you watch Star Wars with James and not me, I will punch you so hard in the boob. So I would just like to make it very clear publicly that I will not watch Star Wars without Cupcake Terror because I do not like being punched in the boob. That sucks.
Oh, that's strange. But I said, I don't have a problem you not watching Star Wars. I want you to watch the Harry Potter films so that when we meet up this fall in Orlando, I'm going to take you to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and you will appreciate its amazingness because
I'm excited.
So that's all that I want. You don't have to watch Star Wars. I don't care.
I will do that. I will totally do that. I will watch all the Harry Potter movies before I come to Orlando. And if those of you listening happen to be in Orlando or in the Orlando area, I'm going to be out there this fall. So come to Universal Studios. Come to Disneyland. Let's meet up.
Disney World.
You love my podcast. Oh yeah. Yeah, Disney World, that one. That other one.
Yeah, I have to be a fact checker.
that not original one. No, I'm just kidding. I love Disney World. Everybody knows that I love Disney World. I can't wait to get back out there. I'm really excited.
I'm actually
But yeah.
Oh, are we on a delay? Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. The Creepy Kingdom is actually having a meetup mixed with another. We're combining with another podcast sometime. So if you want to, we can make it even a bigger meetup. The Sweet Tarts want to come on down.
Yes, I totally want a Roxy Tart Creepy Kingdom, some other podcast meetup. That would be awesome.
It's Annie and Danny's Fast Pass podcast is the other podcast.
There we go. Shout out to Annie and Danny's Fast Pass nope.
It's a tongue twister.
Thought I could do it. Totally. Why do people have these weird podcast names that are really hard to say? Annie and Danny's Fast Pass podcast?
Yep, that's it. You got it. Yep.
Yes. That's almost as difficult as the Even James Has a podcast.
Almost.
Almost. But, yeah, so let's see here. In the last week, I've done a couple things that were, cool and fun, a little bit exciting. I hope you all have too, since my last broadcast. One of the things that I did was I went and got a new car.
Awesome.
Yes, that was super awesome.
What kind of car did you get?
I got a brand new 2014 Mazda 3.
Nice.
And it is beautiful. It is white, and it has like a black carbon fiber top and tinted windows. And it's the shit. No. Yeah, I love it. And if you want to see pictures, well, depending on the tint, they're illegal here too. And like my back windows are tinted so dark that you can't see into them, and that's totally illegal on the front windows.
Oh, okay, got you.
So it just. But yeah, if you want to see a picture of my new car, go to one of my social networks. I posted it up. I'm very proud of it. And people keep asking me what was wrong with my old car because anybody that knows me knows what kind of car that I drove before. It was a 2011 Ford Fusion. So I didn't drive an old car. There was nothing wrong with it. I just really wanted a new car.
Okay.
My battery died the other day, and I was like, I was so insulted by the fact that my battery would die on my brand new car. And then I realized that it died because I don't have a new car anymore. My car was like 3 years old, and so it was no longer brand new. And I was like, no, fuck this. Like, my fucking clicker broke because I washed it in a pocket of my pants. And then the battery died, and like it needed an oil change and a tune-up. And I was like, no. So I went and got myself a brand new fucking car.
Nice. No, fuck new batteries and oil changes.
Yeah,
Just get a whole new car.
That's the kind of spoiled that I It was awesome though. No, I'm really happy with it. I love it. And I can't wait to go. I got it insured, which is a good thing. It's just been sitting there because I was having an issue getting it insured.
Oh.
So I finally got it insured, and I was like, yes, now I can go drive my new car. Awesome.
You know you don't need insurance in New Hampshire to drive a car?
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is completely crazy.
I mean, I had insurance on my old car, obviously, so it was okay to drive my car. I don't want anyone to think that I'm out here being a bad person driving without insurance in California, which, horrible. But yeah, I got insurance on my new car, and I got a new car, and I'm very excited. And I don't know, I just wanted to tell everybody that I got a new car because I'm excited. That's it.
So why did you not get a pink car?
Because lots don't sell pink cars. I don't know why. I don't understand. You can go to any car lot and you can find black, white, gray, silver, red, a lot of the times blue, but pink? No. Fuck you people. No pink cars, nowhere on the lot. Any lot, it's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Fortunately for me, I can always find black cars. So, because obviously
I was gonna get a black one. Actually, the one that I was looking at was black, and it was this gorgeous color black because it had glitter in it. It had rainbow fucking glitter in this paint job.
In the paint job?
Yes, in the paint job. It was black with rainbow glitter, and I was gonna buy it. That's the one that I was gonna get, but it was like 95 degrees the day that I went car shopping. And so the heat of being inside the car actually made me look at the white one instead of the black one.
Really?
Yeah. But the white one's tight. I really like how it looks. I think it looks really good. So
you're going to be doing any street racing or Fast and Furious stuff with that?
I don't see that happening with my off the lot Mazda 3 that I leased. Okay. And that's the other thing. I leased it, so I can't paint it pink or do any of these things. But I have always bought cars in the past, and then after a couple of years, I want a new one. So someone suggested to me that maybe I should start leasing cars because then you only have them for a few years, and you have to get a new one. And I was like, that's fucking brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? So, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, new car.
Congratulations.
Everyone should go out and get a new car because it's a wonderful feeling. Seriously. Just stop listening right now. Run out. Buy a new car. And then you can keep listening in your new car.
Yeah, in fact, some of the newer cars have Stitcher worked right into the dash.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, does your car have Stitcher worked right in the dash?
My car does not have Stitcher worked into the dash because I would have had to get the next step up from the one that I got, like the uber super fancy one. And I decided not to do that. Because then I would have had to get a plain white one, and it wouldn't have had like the tinted windows and the carbon fiber top and all that. So, no, I went with fancy I guess I went with fancy on the outside instead of fancy on the inside.
Well, I have a friend of mine, an old friend. I haven't seen her in many years, but she said something to me once that stayed with me, and I think this is appropriate. And she said, always choose fashion over function.
Yeah.
So,
your friend is smart. All right. Always choose fashion over function. I have had friends throughout my life that are really big on being comfortable, and they don't understand how I could do things like wear a corset all day long to Disneyland. But fuck you. I look amazing. I'm a little uncomfortable, and I look amazing. And you are hell of comfortable, and you look dumpy. So, nah.
Dumpy.
always choose fashion over function. No, I've always been like that. I've always chose fashion over being comfortable. But
yeah, I knew that. I was kind of like throwing an easy thing to get you. I wasn't.
I mean, if that's your thing, hey, if you like to be comfortable, that's cool. I'm all down. To everyone that's listening, sometimes I wish I could do that. Sometimes I wish that I could just get up and roll out of bed, and like brush my teeth, comb my hair. I'm not saying these people are walking out of the house looking terrible, but not spend an hour on my makeup or a half an hour to 45 minutes trying to decide what I'm going to wear and which belt goes best with my outfit. Cupcake. Yeah, I know you're nodding right now because we went through this the last time we were at Disneyland.
It's 2014. Why do you not have the supercomputer that Alicia Silverstone had in Clueless?
I don't know.
That accessorizes your outfits.
I don't know. I think it's really rude, and I really like to have it. And no, seriously, I think Cupcake Terror and I, the last time we went to Disneyland, we spent like 10 minutes discussing which belt looked better with my dress. So,
That's that's some serious stuff right there.
Hey, it was a hard toss-up between the black belt with the buckle and the black belt with the bow. Okay.
So what did we go with?
We went with the buckle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
We did. It looked better. We felt that it looked better. These are important decisions in Roxy's world.
Right.
You never know.
Definitely. No. I understand.
See here. What else? Oh, okay. So those of you that follow me on my social networks, which I hope is everyone, you know that I post Throwback Thursday photos. And last Thursday, I posted a photo that has gotten a ton of attention because I posted my promo photo from when I used to be a wrestler. And oh my goodness, all of a sudden people are coming out of the woodwork asking me questions and whatnot about that. So when I say promo photo, you should all go and look if you haven't seen it already. And if you have and you didn't like my photo or comment on it, you should go back and you should do it again. But no, it's the photo that I had taken where when I would do wrestling matches and when I would do meets and stuff like that, people would buy it and I would autograph it for them. And then, we'd take a picture and whatnot. So,
all right. So yeah. I'm going to be the voice of the listener here.
All right.
All right, because you're really nonchalantly glossing over a lot of stuff here.
I might be.
You just very mad. Oh yeah, those are from the promo shots from when we saw people bought photographs of me being a wrestler. Like, where did this come from? Like, when did you start wrestling? Like, how did you start the process of becoming a wrestler?
Okay, it is time for story time with Roxy. Everybody get comfortable. Get your pillow and your blankie and your juice box. I'm going to take you on a trip. Here we go.
All right.
Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, in the year 1999, there were two wrestlers for the WWF named Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys. And I was a huge wrestling fan, and I had such a crush on Jeff Hardy. It was ridiculous. So we found out that Matt and Jeff were going to be here in the Bay because WWF came here, and they were going to do a show. And Matt and Jeff were going to do autograph signings at the mall. And we had to go because I had to meet Jeff Hardy. And I was so excited. So we go and we buy our tickets and we're waiting in line, to meet them and get our pictures and get our little autographs and stuff like that. And the dude taking tickets is this older guy, cool guy, starts up a conversation. And I was wearing a shirt on it that said Playboy. And he started a conversation with me and asked, have you ever been in Playboy? And I was like, no, but I'd love to be. It's one of my life goals. And so we started talking while we were waiting for the people in front of us to get done. And we were just having a cool conversation and, no big deal, nothing of it. We met the Hardy Boys. It was awesome. They were super nice. Things went well. Okay. So we got done talking to the Hardy Boys and we were leaving and this dude catches up with us. And now I'm thinking, oh man, this creeper's going to ask me out or hit on me or, something like that. But instead he stopped and he was like, hey, have you ever thought about wrestling? And I was like, I'm sorry. And he hands me his card and he goes, I run BTW, which is Big Time Wrestling. He goes, I run BTW. We're a local wrestling faction and you have an amazing personality. And I think that you would make a great wrestler.
Wow.
So have you ever thought about it? And I was like, no, no, I love wrestling, but no, I have never thought about it. And he goes, well, we have a wrestling school taught by Jason Styles, who was a local, kind of wrestling celebrity. Mm-hmm. He's like, come down and check it out. And at this point I'm thinking, okay, he just wants me to pay to go to his wrestling school.
Right.
All right, cool. Mm-hmm. But I gave him my number and I took his card and I was like, cool, maybe we'll go check it out. Call me and let me know where it is. So the next day he calls me and he was like, hey, I wanted to let you know I wasn't hitting on you. I wasn't, I'm not trying to get any money out of you or anything. I'm really serious. And to prove it, how would you like to meet some of the guys from the WWF? And I was like, oh, you have my attention. It's like, well, I can't get you tickets to the show, but I'm the one that books them every time they come into town. So I know the hotel that they're staying at, and that's why he was at the signing, because he set up the signing. He had booked it. And he's like, I'll give you the name of the hotel, and you can come down here and meet us in the lobby, and we'll get drinks, and you can meet some of the guys.
Wow. And
I was like, this is either the best idea ever or the worst idea.
Well, you're in the hotel lobby. You weren't meeting in a hotel room.
Totally. But I'm me. So a lot of the times what other people would say, this is the worst idea ever, I'm all fucking for it. So I got my friend Jessica, and we went and got all dressed up. We went down there, and sure enough, we hung out with them. We met The Undertaker that night. We met Triple H that night. We kind of sort of met X-Pac that night, who was shorter than I thought he would be. But it was a lot of fun. This guy was really cool. I knew he was legit. So we decided to go check out the wrestling school. We get there. We check out the wrestling school. Okay, first of all, the wrestling school is in the warehouse of a glass shop. All right. I'm going to say that one more time. The wrestling school is in the warehouse of a glass shop. The ring is surrounded on 3 sides with giant panes of glass leaning up against the wall.
Oh my God.
I cannot think of a better way to ensure that your students stay in the ring than just surround them in glass. But we went down there, we hung out with the guys, we met a bunch of people. It looked like a lot of fun. Everybody was really cool. I mean, there were a couple guys that were like, what there's girls here. Why are there girls here? No.
Well, just I'm not into wrestling, so I just catch little pieces of it from pop culture leaking in. And at this point, were the Divas wrestling?
The Divas were not like official at this point. If they were, then it was just brand new happening. Okay. But there were girl wrestlers. There was Chyna, who I absolutely loved. She was part of D-Generation X. There was Sable, who I was a huge fan of. And I think this is right around the time when Sable had come back, and her catchphrase was, this is for the girls who want to be me and the guys who want to see me, or something like that. Right. So she was really, really big. And then, there was Sunny, and there was Lita.
So there were tons of female wrestlers in WWF at this point.
Yes.
Okay. Because
I wouldn't say tons.
Okay.
I would not say tons.
I
think maybe Stratus had just come out, or she was a little bit later. But yeah, there were girls. But in this wrestling school that we went to, there weren't any girls.
Oh, okay.
So they were a little, it was a guy thing. It was their territory, but for the most part, everybody was really cool. So after we saw what they did and stuff like that, they pulled us aside and they were like, look, we don't have any girls in our organization, and we would really love some, because obviously the girls in the WWF were getting a lot of attention at this point in time. They're like, so we'll train you and we'll teach you and we'll do it for free. You don't have to pay to go to school here.
Your life is so charmed.
Yeah, so, we were like, fuck yeah, we're down. So Jessica and I became Genesis and Trinity, the Angels.
Okay.
I was Genesis and she was Trinity. And those were our wrestling names. And we went to wrestling school and we did local wrestling matches. And, there's a local TV station here in the Bay that films in Newark, and we used to go do wrestling matches at their studio, and they would film us, and we were on local TV, and we were local wrestling celebrities. It was awesome. Wow. It was a lot of fun. So most of the time, I didn't wrestle a whole lot. I'll be absolutely totally honest with everyone. Okay. I knew how to wrestle. I knew how to do a lot of the moves, but I think that maybe I was too. I don't even know how to say this without sounding really bad. I think I was too precious a commodity for them to put in the ring, because if I got hurt, then they wouldn't have me anymore, and I drew a really good crowd.
Really?
And Jessica was the same way. She drew a really good crowd because now all of a sudden, all of these people that were already their fans, now there were girls there. And so not only did we draw in more female fans, but we drew in more male fans because they could come and they could see us. We strut around in sexy little outfits and whatnot. So we didn't do a whole lot of wrestling because I think that they were afraid that if we got hurt, we'd have to stop wrestling, and that would hurt their bottom line.
All right. So, but you did wrestle.
Yes.
You were in the ring.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Where are the videos of this?
I have no idea. I had a video once upon a time, and I don't know where it went. For years, I wanted to get a hold of that TV station and ask if they had copies and if I could have copies. But it was crazy. It was a lot of fun. I actually had teamed up with another one of the wrestlers. His handle was Two Fly White Guy. and we were heels, okay? We were bad guys. For everybody that doesn't listen to wrestling, there's two types of wrestlers. There's heels and faces, and the heels are the bad guys, and the faces are the good guys.
Okay.
And we were heels. And his whole persona was that he was this wannabe rapper, white guy, kind of Vanilla Ice-ish.
Wasn't that around the time as Pretty Fly for a White Guy, whatever that song.
That is the song that yes. That's one of the songs that they would play while we were out there. And the other one was, of course, Ice Ice Baby. We'd walk out to that. But we were bad guys. Like, we were the ones that, that they were supposed to hate. And here's the thing about local shows, it's smaller and you're not in a huge arena, so everyone's really close to you. And wrestling fans are crazy. Wrestling fans get really into it, and they are really devoted. So I had stuff thrown at me. I have been spit on.
Holy shit!
Because when you walk through the crowd to get to the ring, and they're playing your theme song and everything, there's no stage. It's not like the big wrestling events. You're walking through a crowd, and all that's
oh my god!
All that's separating you is like a rope. Down this aisleway, and you're the bad guy. So people got really into it. It was disgusting sometimes, but it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. And so yeah, I was wrestler. And then in 2000, I got married, and the guy who ran the whole wrestling thing, his name was James, by the way. Just
great name.
So
yeah.
But he looked at me and he was like, "Look, we all support you in getting married, and we're all really happy that you're happy. But there's two things that I'm going to ask." And I said, "Okay." He said, "Number one, no one ever gets to know that you're married. In real life you are married, but Genesis is not married." And I was like, "Absolutely, it's a character.
Right.
I get that." He goes, "You need to appear available," and I'm like, "Definitely, I totally get that." He's like, "And second, don't get pregnant, because if you get pregnant, the instant you're pregnant, you're not even allowed near a wrestling ring." And that's like a hard and fast rule. So anyone that watches wrestling throughout the years and they'll say, that like a girl's pregnant or like her character's pregnant or whatnot, no, that's a big fat fucking lie. Because if she really was pregnant, you're not allowed anywhere near the ring. So he was like, "Do not get pregnant, because you're done. That'll be it."
Wow.
Yep. So I got married in June of that year. And in September of that year, I decided I wanted to have a baby. And so I tossed my birth control pills, and everyone told me, "You've been on birth control for a really long time. It's going to take you forever to get pregnant, so you may as well start now."
Right.
And I was like, "Awesome. Okay, cool." Nope. By October, I was pregnant. So that was the end of my wrestling career.
Wow. And that was that, huh?
That was that. That was the end of it.
So I guess the main thing, too, I said is a video. And thinking about it is like, I mean, I'm not too surprised, you're definitely a tough chick, but I just don't see you like throwing down like that right now. I don't know. Like,
no.
Is that?
No, me either. No, I don't want to do that at all in any way, shape, or form. They could call me and ask me to come back right now, and I would say absolutely not. There's not a chance. Like, I'm pretty sure that I could still take a bump that was a really great thing to learn. Taking a bump was a really great thing to learn because it teaches you how to land on your back from any height and spread the impact all over your body, which is a great skill to have. If I ever, I don't know, fall off a roof or something, that's a good skill to have. It teaches you how to not hurt your neck and your back and your head, and really,
a great skill to have.
it's a good skill. So I'm sure I could still take a bump. I'm positive I could still do a handstand bump. But the thought of getting hit in the head with a folding chair, no, I don't want to do that anymore.
You did that? That's what I'm saying. This was the kind of wrestling it was?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So how let's pull the curtain back on this. How do you get hit in the head with a folding chair and not have it be the worst thing ever?
You take the hit in the head with a folding chair.
That's it?
Fucking man up. Grow a set.
There's no trick to that. You just have to take the pain of getting hit in the head.
Okay, here's the thing about wrestling. People talk about wrestling all the time, and they say wrestling is fake. And wrestling is scripted. This is what I tell people all the time. Wrestling is scripted. Okay, you can't fake gravity. All right, you can script it, you can choreograph it, but you can't fake gravity. So when someone jumps off the top rope and they land on their back or on their stomach, that's not fake. No. They're really doing that. When someone gets hit in the head with a chair, they're really getting hit in the head with the chair. There's always ways to make it less painful. On your downswing with that chair at the very last moment, the person that's hitting you with it knows that they need to basically stop.
Right.
When you hit a baseball, when you play Little League and whatnot, they teach you follow through. In wrestling, they teach you don't follow through. So that's the way to lighten it a little bit, is the person that's actually hitting you doesn't follow through. They take the swing and then they stop as it connects with your head. But we didn't have breakaway tables. No, you just crashed through a table, and then at the end of the night, you had to pay for the fucking table. It, can't fake gravity. And punches are a really good example. You take the hit, but there's no follow through. So, it connects, but it connects really, really lightly. And if you watch wrestling at the same time, you'll notice that when they punch, they also stomp.
Right.
So you're taught to time your punches at the same time that you stomp, so that the sound is louder and people don't notice so much that you're not. Yeah, there's definite tricks to it. But for the most part, no. Just take the fucking chair.
Damn.
I fell out of the ring once at practice. I was trying to do a move that I should not have done, and I thought I was cool, and I was not in any way, shape, or form. And I went flying out of the ring, and luckily it was on the side that was open and not on the side with all of the panes of glass. But the floor was concrete, and I landed on my head on the concrete. And I got a concussion. It was crazy. I wasn't allowed to wrestle for 3 weeks. I couldn't even practice. I just had to go and sit and watch everybody else and take my punishment of being an idiot. But yeah, I got in the time that I was wrestling, I got 3 concussions. And banged up and bruised, and it hurt. It was hard. It's hard work. And not only that, but we had to work out. So, 5 to 7 days a week, we were in the gym for an hour or 2 a day, working out and lifting weights and whatnot. It was hard work, but it was a lot of fun.
It's such a random thing to fall into doing.
It was. It's not like I didn't set out to do it. It wasn't any of that. And James thought that I had something. He loved my stage presence, and he loved the fact that I could command attention and I could command a room. And when I stepped into the ring, if I started to talk, I could get people to be quiet and listen to me. So he thought that I really had something. And at that point in time, there was a girls wrestling federation called the Women of Wrestling. It was WOW. And he wanted me to get hooked up with them and go and do that and wrestle with them and get on a real circuit instead of a local independent circuit. But I decided to get married and have a baby instead.
Wow. It could have happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everything happens for a reason. I'm glad that you went the pinup route instead of the wrestling route, personally.
Me too. I really am. It's so much more comfy, less painful. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some bitchy girls in the pinup scene, and there are some bitchy catty girls, especially in the California pinup scene, and there are dirty looks, and there's talking shit behind each other's backs and all that stuff, but not once has anyone come at me with a folding chair, so I'm good. Like, we're good. Good. Cool.
Not yet.
Not yet. Please don't.
Maybe
oh my god.
After this episode, maybe we'll get some ideas, because
No.
your haters listen to Roxy's World.
I hope so. I do.
Like,
I hope they do.
This bitch thinks she can have a podcast. I don't even know what that is, but she can't. She's not good enough for it.
Hi, haters. No, wrestling was a lot of fun, and it is a great memory. And I had a really good time. And somewhere I have a video, and I have a bunch of pictures. And I think my friend Jessica might actually have all that. She mentioned something not too long ago about finding it. So maybe one of these days.
I wish. I'm not even top on. If we do, I wish we can have the commentators talking to see. Yeah, we should put that on the show if you get a hold of it. We'll put a clip of that on the show. Commentators talking about. Do you do like speeches like, "You are gonna blah blah blah," and I'm gonna, do you do that kind of stuff?
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta get that stuff.
Absolutely. My boy Two Fly is gonna whoop your ass today.
Yeah.
You me think that every No, it was terrible. It was just as cheesy as you can possibly imagine, but it was so much fun. Like, so much fun. I met some amazing people. It was a lot of fun.
That's incredible. I saw something. I saw wrestling. It was about 4 years ago. It was Extreme Wrestling, maybe. I don't know what you call
ECW.
it. No, it wasn't.
Extreme Championship Wrestling.
No, it wasn't. I'm saying it wasn't ECW. I'm saying.
Oh.
I don't know. It wasn't. It was the kind where they take. I think like death match maybe. I don't know. Where they take fluorescent
death
tubes
matches.
and throw
They'll
nails
take like
on there.
Yeah, they'll take like a board with nails in it and hit each other with it. Mick Foley, who was Mankind and Cactus Jack, he was really into extreme wrestling, and he did all of that stuff, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
Crazy.
I've seen a lot of things that he's done, and I know he donates. He does a lot of fundraisers for RAIN. You know that organization? I forget what that acronym is for, but it's a women's support group. So he's
a cool guy.
Yeah, no, he seems to be really cool.
He's a really cool guy, and just he's also a juggalo. I just want to throw that out there because he was in Big Money Hustlers.
Right. Well, actually, this thing I saw was at a Juggalo event. It was their whole wrestling event. I mean, well, it was
JCW.
Right. It was like a show where they had concerts and wrestling, and where I was right next to the ring. So, in fact, there's all these pictures. I found them online. You could see from the match. You could see me reacting to all this shit. Like, it was like we were definitely in harm's way, with the broken fluorescent tubes.
That's awesome.
So, but it was thrilling enough. It was thrilling because it was like, wow, this shit's happening like right there. Like it's not like on TV or something.
No, it was awesome. And yeah, JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling, is kind of like what I used to do.
Okay.
Although it's much bigger now, but when it first started out, it was like what I did. It was an independent circuit, and they have all their own people and all their own storylines and stuff. Because ICP was in the WWF. I don't know if you know that.
I know, yeah. And then, before that, they were in the one that WWF merged with or something, right? Because I used to watch that. Was it WCW? Was that what
WCW?
That was? Yeah, no, I did watch that.
ICP joined the WWF, and they were part of a group called the Oddities. And they were awesome. It was like all of the rejects of the WWF got together, and they were part of this group, and that was hella cool. And then a few years later, they decided to start their own wrestling thing and made JCW.
Well, since we've brought ICP up, I think this is a good time for me to ask you about something else.
Okay.
is that you are a self-proclaimed juggalette,
Fuck yeah.
and you are obviously in the pinup world, and those seem to be kind of oil and vinegar for the most part.
Those two things do not necessarily go together at all in any way, shape, or form. I am a juggalette. I'm down with the clown. I have been a juggalo since 1996. The first album I ever heard was Riddlebox, and it is still my favorite album. I'm a huge ICP fan. I've been a fan all of these years. It has never stopped. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't give a fuck if you like them or not. I do, and that's really all that matters to me. I have a Hatchet Man tattoo. Those of you who have looked at my photos have probably noticed it a couple times. And yeah, the pinup scene and being a juggalo don't necessarily go together. I guess not as well as like being a juggalo and wrestling went together.
Right. That was probably pretty seamless.
Like, yeah, that went together pretty well. But I don't know. I like ICP. I like their music. I always have. I've been to their concerts, and I love going to ICP concerts. The feel and the sense of family, and it's, I've taken people with me who have never gone and aren't necessarily a fan, and they walk out of there, and it's like magic. Like there's
dude.
There's no way to explain it if you haven't done it. But Cupcake Terror, the next time she's on, James, you got to ask her about an ICP concert, because Cupcake Terror and I have been friends for like 20 years. I've been an ICP fan the entire time we've been friends, and she has never liked them. She doesn't hate them. She doesn't condemn me for it, but she's just never been a fan. She doesn't like their music. Like she's not a fan. Last year we went to a concert, and she walked out of it, and she was like, I get it. I get it now. That was amazing. I've never done anything like that. So,
well, obviously, you're preaching to the choir to me. but you and I have kind of had a similar path with this type of thing, because I said I've been a fan probably just as long as you have, and it always, a lot of people I've known throughout the years, they knew about them through me, so they've associated the ICP with me because I'm the only contact they have. And then there's other people that have whatever preconceived note, especially after the past few years, when the Miracles video went viral and the general public just got to know who they are.
Christ, dude, how many times can I be talked? How many times can people come up to me and talk about magnets? All right, like
it's always been it's been
joke, y'all. If you were, it's a joke, okay?
And actually,
we know how magnets work.
Well, actually, no. The funniest thing about it, if you think about it, nobody knows how magnets work. If you really think about it.
I can't even tell you how many people over the last few years, when they find out I'm a juggalo, are like, God, juggalos are fucking stupid. How do you not know how a magnet works? It's science. It's like, you obviously did not get the point of the fucking song. The point of the song is that the world is amazing, and there are miracles happening every day all around you, and you should stop, and you should look at them and appreciate them. Like, that's the point of the song. The point of the song is not, we don't understand science. Like,
well, it's all about it's context.
I'm really passionate about that.
No, it's all good. I have carried this burden of being the only person that likes this music in my circle of friends. To me, it makes perfect sense. I've been listening to some hip hop my whole life. Literally, it's probably the only form of music I've been listening to the longest, since I was 7 years old. And I love horror movies. And to me, it's just kind of like, and obviously I like twisted senses of humor. I like sexual content, your sexual joke. Like, that's what's all there. And the one thing I really like, and I live my life by, is karma. And that was the thing that really attracted me to it, because that's what it's really all about. Underneath, it's kind of like, there's all this silly stuff up front, but the message of it is do good things happen to you. Do bad things, and they'll come back.
Absolutely. Yeah, do bad things, and you're going to hell. That's the message. Do good things and you're going to heaven. Do bad things and you're going to hell. And people ask me all the time, well, how can you like a group that talks about killing people and murdering people and, death and all of that? And it's like, if you actually sat down and you listened to the lyrics and you listened to the words, listen to the people that they're talking about killing. They are talking about killing, woman beaters and child molesters and racist assholes. And it's like they talk about killing people, but they talk about killing the worst kind of people. So I'm down. I'm okay with it. Are you a child molester? You probably fucking deserve to die. End of story.
Yeah, well, can't really argue with that.
So that's always my comeback when people are like, well, they're so violent and they talk about killing people. They talk about killing bad people. These are bad people.
That's really the complaint that people are saying, because no one's ever said that to me. They just think that it's stupid. That's the complaint.
Yeah, no. I get that all the time, and maybe I get it because I'm a girl and I'm supposed to be, I don't know, sweet or not. I don't know. I'm not supposed to like talking about murder and death and stuff like that. I don't know, but I get that all the time over the years. I get that all the time.
And back to that's on the topic of the concerts. I just want to put this in there too. I like many different genres of music, from electronic music to hardcore and metal to hip hop, as I mentioned, to indie bands, whatever. And I go to see bands I like and I have a great time, but almost every genre of music I go see, there's always this pretentiousness in the air.
Right?
There's always people trying to be cooler than someone else, no matter what it is, except at an ICP show. That is the only show where there's zero pretension in the air. It's like, if you're there, it's cool.
Yeah, you're family. If you're there, you're family. If you're a fan, you're family. And the other thing is fights.
There's almost no
almost
fights.
Almost every concert you go to, people get drunk and they'll be in the mosh pit or they'll be wherever, and they, a fight breaks out, and we don't stand for that. Juggalos at concerts don't get in fights with each other. It's an amazing vibe. Everyone there is friends and everyone there is family. I spent over $100 on Faygo before the last concert. Threw it all in an ice chest and went. You get there really early so you can hang out and get a good spot near the stage and whatnot. And once people found out I had it, they kept coming up to me, hey, we hear you have Faygo, and people kept offering to buy it. And it's like, nah, dude, here, just have it. Have a bottle. Cheers. It's just, that's the feeling of it, and people are like, cool, here, I'll trade you this patch for a Faygo. Here, have a cigarette, thanks. I don't know. People who aren't Juggalos don't understand, but people who are do, and there's no way that you can make someone understand that hasn't been there and experienced it.
Well, that's true, but I thought that was a really interesting topic, just kind of your navigation of being putting yourself out there as a juggalette in the pinup world. I found that very interesting. That's probably one of my favorite things about you. I mean, there's so many favorite things about you, but that's definitely one of them. Because I've just been ostracized the whole time for almost everyone that I've ever known for listening to this music. So. And
I do get hate. I'll put something up about being a juggalette, and I'll get people that say horrible, nasty things, and oh, I thought you were a good person, and then I found out you were a juggalette, and now fuck you, you're scum. But dude, fuck you. I don't want that. I don't want those kind of people in my life. So, and like everything else, every group of people has bad apples. Okay. I'm not going to say that all juggalos are amazing or that I, love them all on a personal level or whatnot. Every group, every subculture has assholes and idiots and dumbasses. And we are no different. And because of ICP and because we're juggalos, we do get a little more media attention, especially because of the whole FBI gang thing. And so when juggalos do dumb things, you know, people jump on it. But, you know, I live in Oakland, okay? I live in the middle of Raider country. Don't fucking tell me that juggalos are the only people that do dumb ass shit. Okay, like, you know, yes.
You're at a loss of words.
I am, because yes, there are stupid juggalos, there are bad juggalos, there are whatever, but there are those people in every group, you know. So if you're going to condemn one and condemn all, then you really have to condemn all, like, you know.
Well, there it is. I think that's your stance, and you're sticking to it.
It really is. And I'm happy to talk about this with anybody. I mean, you guys can tell I'm really passionate about this. I've been a fan for a long time. I've gotten a lot of hate, and I've gotten a lot of love because of it, but the love has outnumbered the hate so much that I would never turn my back on being a juggalo. Like, there's just no way. I like what Jay and Shaggy preach. You know, I like that if you do good things, you'll go to a good place, you know, whether it's heaven or Shangri-La or whatever you believe in. And if you do bad things, you go to a bad place. You know, be a good person. You can wear clown face paint and swing axes and douse people in soda. But if you do good things, you will go to a good place.
No, I admire your stance. You've taken a step further. I have never personally identified myself as a juggalo. I mean, by default, I guess people have, and that's fine. I don't really put myself into any particular thing, but I definitely have not been, especially in the post miracles world. I definitely have not gone out there and say, "Hey, everyone, I'm a juggalo," because I feel like there's a lot more going on with me than that. You know, like as far as who I am as a person. But,
absolutely.
But in the day, it's just music I like to listen to, and I like the concerts I like to go to. You know, and so whenever. And I've always been ostracized with music I listen to. I've always listened to different music from my friends, and you know, it's always been like, "Oh, that's James' music" or whatever, you know. And so it's just another thing there. But I definitely wanted to bring this up on the show. I told you this before, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like this, you know, we're getting towards the end of the show here, so we'll definitely wrap it up. But maybe on a show in the future, get up again and talk about the whole thing, because people are constantly asking me about and asking me my opinion on. So this would be a great place to talk about it. And then when people ask, I can say, "Go listen to my podcast."
Yeah, you got it on it.
Yeah.
There's so many.
We'll have to talk about in the future. We'll have to talk about the fact that I, Roxy Tart, according to the FBI, am a gang member. Yeah.
I mean, you do have the tattoo, so that's you can't even.
I do. With my you know, my cupcake tattoos and my pink hair, hardcore, like Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls. No, yeah, I'm a gang member. We'll talk about that on a different show.
Oh yeah. I thought the most fascinating thing about this podcast is there's so many nooks and crannies hidden inside Roxy's world to discover, and
They are. Look at that. In one episode, my sweet tarts have found out that I was a wrestler and I'm a gang member. I mean, this is crazy. You never know what's going to happen in Roxy's world. Yeah?
Was it the last one you were talking about? What kind of caviar you wanted to get, or was it one before? I don't remember.
Yes, I don't remember if it was the last one. I think it was the last one. I'm pretty sure it was the last one. I was talking about how I have a hard time choosing my favorite type of caviar, and now we're talking about how, according to the FBI, I'm a gang member. So you just never know what's going to happen in Roxy's world.
It's incredible. Incredible. But yeah, I guess it's time to wrap it up, huh?
We have come to the end of our show, and I want to say thank you to everyone who is listening, whether you're listening for the first time or whether you are listening for the sixth time. I really, really appreciate it. James really appreciates it. We all really appreciate it.
I really do.
We really do. And if you like the show, and I really hope you do if you've made it this far, then we would really, really appreciate if you could take 30 seconds out of your time and go onto the iTunes store and search for Roxy's World. If you're not listening to it on iTunes, if you happen to be listening to it somewhere else, go to the iTunes store and search for Roxy's World and subscribe, rate, and review. And more than anything, please rate. Please give us a really good rating. Leave a little comment if you want to about how awesome you think it is and the show is and I am. And that would make me so happy. You have no idea. No idea how happy that would make me.
You want to make Roxy happy, don't you?
Yeah, everybody wants to make me happy. This is why I get to go to wrestling school for free. People like to make me happy. No, really though, in all seriousness, please, please, please take a moment, go to the iTunes store, look up Roxy's World, and give us a rating because it really, really helps us out. And if you do not want to find us on iTunes for some strange reason, you can also find us on the Stitcher app under Roxy's World, or you can go to my website, which is roxy-tart.com, and all of the episodes are up there as well. And if you follow me on Facebook, you'll notice that lately I've been posting them on Facebook, and you can listen to them right off of Facebook. And how convenient is that?
That is magic. All you need, the post is right there. You click right there, and you can just keep doing whatever you're doing right there and listen to us chat away without doing anything.
If you don't follow me on Facebook, then you totally should. You can find my Facebook page at facebook.com/thefabulousRoxyTart. And you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Roxy_Tart. And on Tumblr, if you like to tumble, it's fuck yeah, Roxy Tart. So find me.
Oh, awesome. You're out there.
Yes, I'm out there.
You're constantly posting amazing things on all social networks, and I like them all.
Yay, yeah, James is amazing. He likes everything that I post on everything. It's a huge ego boost. But seriously, if you want to see any of the stuff that we talked about from the show, the pictures that we're talking about, stuff that I post, my car, my wrestling photo, my Hatchet Man tattoo, hit me up on any of my social networks, and you can find those things because I post them on everything. And actually, before we go, I think that we should give James a chance to plug his sites in case you want to find James and stalk him, because that's fun too.
Thank you for this opportunity. Well, I'm the best places to find me. You can find me on Twitter at James Podcast is my Twitter handle, and that's also my Instagram. So there's that. If you'd like to check out my other podcasts, I have the Creepy Kingdom podcast, as we mentioned before. If you like creepy and Disney, creepykingdom.com. And
who doesn't like creepy and Disney? That's crazy.
Some weirdos. And I have a show just like this one where I talk to my friend Allison called Even James a Podcast, which is about me. All about
That's
me.
the Even James has a podcast.
.com.
I really like saying the name of your podcast. I don't know why. I did.
Keep saying it as much as you want. I won't stop you. But that's how to find me.
Yes, so find James if you want to cyberstalk him, and find me if you want to cyberstalk me. Both of us have no problems with that. I'm open to being cyberstalked. Go for it. But in the process of cyberstalking, like, comment, share, do things like that. Don't just look, because it's so boring. Gosh. Really, though, I hope everybody out there has a great morning or afternoon or evening whenever you happen to be listening to this. And I hope that you enjoyed the show and you come back for more. And you have a sparkly, glittery, wonderful day. Goodbye.